Okay, I think we're live. I'd like to think that we are anyway. The funny thing is, every single time I I don't stream, I get mixed up and I don't really know what I'm doing, and I have to learn almost everything again from the beginning. So that's great. But I guess it's my fault. It's no one else to blame for that. Now I do want to make sure that the audio is fine. I hope it is. I really hope that it is. Now, I'm really hoping the quality is nice as well. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for a little bit, and then what I want to do is I just want to chat to you guys. And is it the most difficult part of the day? I don't actually know, because I somewhat like it, but at the same time I don't. So anyway, I got that out of the way. I also went for a little short walk. I've recorded a couple of videos. I don't know. I mean, I still have things to do. There's actually a bike I have, which I've been wanting to sell it for like so long, but it's like, yeah, I just haven't got to selling it. So I have to take a picture of it. Plus, I have a desk, like literally the same desk as what I'm currently using, but when I actually ordered this, I got two instead of one. Now, I don't know if I should be saying this or not, but anyway, I just said it. So point is that I don't need a second one really, so I'm gonna have to get rid of it. So I'm gonna have to sell it. But yeah, so I got most of the things done today that I wanted to do. Still some bits and pieces left, but you know, this is already one of them as well, you know. So streaming, Sunday streams should be a thing, and I need to get, you know, more consistent with it. I always say this, so I do probably sound like a broken record all the time, me saying this. Also, one more thing. So you might have noticed that, or maybe you haven't, I don't know, but I certainly did notice that my face looks a bit more puffy, looks little bit more rounded, and that's because I've gained a bit of weight recently. I'm not really proud of it, but it just happened. You know, a lot of people sort of lose weight when they, you know, a little bit stressed. I do the opposite. Not to say I was like stressed out of my mind or anything like that, but yeah, I guess it just happened. But regardless of that, that is actually something I also wanted to mention, because we're doing a transformation series. So once that's done, it's not gonna be a series, but more so just a video instead of doing multiple series on it, because I feel like maybe it's just me, but I think it can like take, not that it takes too long, but I think it can sort of extend, and I think once you already get to the end of it, people will lose interest. However, maybe that's not the case, but I think so. But regardless of that, I'm just gonna do a video on that when it's done. So when is that done exactly? In about 10 weeks. So I don't want to put a date on it, because who knows how the transformation will go, but roughly 10 days. Now, I'm not saying this because as an excuse to say like, okay, it might not happen at all. No, it's happening. I'm currently, you know, I've been doing it for, well, tomorrow is going to mark my very first week. So as I said, I am at the very beginning of this. So there's a lot to go, a lot more, you know, we have many weeks left. So yeah, but I'm very hopeful. I trust myself, I believe in myself. So we did all the kind of, you know, pre-recordings that I needed to do for this transformation to happen. So a week ago, before I started, I obviously, took pictures, videos and everything, which you guys will see eventually once the video comes out. But as I said, the end of that sort of transformation is probably going to be around the middle of August, maybe the end of August. We'll see how it goes. The first week, I must say, if you know me, then you know that I have a tendency to overtrain. But I try to still have a smart approach towards this and I don't want to burn myself out. I know that it's going to get difficult, and so even, for the past week, I did have days that were a little bit more difficult than others, but overall it has been a good week. I can't complain. Yes, there's ups and downs, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I will, obviously in the video you'll see a lot of things that I won't really mention now, because I obviously want you to see the video when it comes out. So I'm excited. That's the whole point of it. I'm very excited. And you might think, like, look, when you look at me, you don't think that, oh my God, you're really fat. But the truth is, the clothes and, the shirt, the jumper and everything else do cover up a lot. And I always used to have a little bit of a difficult time with getting rid of my belly fat. And that's something that, is hopefully going to happen by the end of August. I'm pretty sure it will. So yeah, I'm excited. The goal is not just to lose weight, but obviously look somewhat aesthetic. So yeah, build a small amount of muscle at least, which is going to be a little bit of a tricky one, because when you're in a calorie deficit, obviously you're losing fat, but you have to make sure that your protein is on point, because I don't want to lose too much muscle. I don't really have that much muscle, but I don't want to lose what I have already. So that's something that it can be a little bit tricky. It's doable, but tracking is very important. A lot of people don't really like to track. For me, the way I see it is like, it's almost like you have a map, and you know exactly where you are on that map, and you know exactly where you're headed, where you've came from, and it just gives you the most amount of accuracy that you need. So I think it makes your life easier. Does that mean that you have to track forever? Certainly not, definitely not. But at the same time, if you have a goal, if you want to achieve it, for me personally anyway, I can only speak for myself, obviously, but it certainly helps. I can see the kind of map that I'm on, where I am on the map, how close am I to my goal, how far away from I am from my goal. So for me, it certainly helps, and yes, it's a hassle, but at the same time, nothing really comes that easy. So overall, I think in my opinion, it's worth it. So yeah, that's something I wanted to mention. Another video will be coming out that I have to start editing, which I have still yet to start. Maybe I'll start it today or tomorrow, we'll see. But hopefully I'll be able to post it next Saturday. Now, no promises, but I'll try my best. And it's going to be it's going to be a video about my mate Killian's bodybuilding competition that he had up in Derry. I think that was already 2 weeks ago, so it's already been a while, to be honest. So time is absolutely flying. I can't believe it's actually been a month almost since we came back from Spain, which is kind of insane to say. What a good time we had. Oh my God, guys. You probably already know that, I have a special place in my heart when it comes to, I should say, Spain has a special place in my heart, and you probably already know that, but yeah, it's just amazing. And but to be honest, I can't complain too much, because even today I look outside and it's just sunny. It's a bit nippy, it's a bit cold, but at least the sun is out. And I don't know if you can actually notice, but talking about the sun, like my face is so tan. Like comparing it to the rest of my body, like if I would like take my shirt off and you would see my torso, it's like it's almost white as the towel back there. So the difference, you can only imagine. Like you can see my face in the towel right beside me, so you can only imagine how my torso looks like. It's just, maybe on the camera it doesn't, I don't think the camera actually picks it up all that well, but yeah, the difference is insane. But that's also because, you know, my work, you know, so you know, out of 8 hours, I'm almost outside for all of the 8 hours. And whenever it's sunny, like it has been for the past 2 weeks almost, which is crazy to say. And I'm also very skeptical about this because of, I'm thinking like, okay, what is around the corner? Because now it seems way too suspicious, you know, like this doesn't usually happen. But anyhow, so you get the point. Yeah, my face has gone a little bit dark, and I don't know why I grabbed my little decaf, and I don't think I actually drank from it, so it's good stuff. So anyhow, yeah, Spain was lovely. I really hope that you ended up enjoying the videos. We were actually talking about this with Fruzy yesterday, and it's something I don't really want to talk about, but I will mention it briefly. It's like the comments. Some of the comments are absolutely nuts. I've been getting like more comments recently, even on my YouTube and on my shorts, on even on Instagram, whatever. But it's not the point. Like I welcome comments. Like I welcome the bad comments, the good comments. I don't really mind. Because at the end of the day, a comment is a comment, so it's good for me, regardless of if it's good or bad. You know, it kind of, I think, helps the algorithm as well and gives my channel a little bit more attention. So I really don't mind the bad comments, but some ridiculous things that I've been getting sometimes in the comments is just absolutely nuts, and I don't get really like frustrated, and you know, it's not that, but it's just funny how people can take things so personally. Like I was only just talking about Cordoba, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but you get the idea. If you've seen the video, you know. And I was like saying all kinds of stuff about it, and all in all, I liked it. I loved it, in fact. And then I get this comment saying that, you must be very ignorant because the population is such and such. I don't know, you know, you're comparing this city to different things, and then you're ignorant because you haven't seen all the things that there is to see in Cordoba. And I'm like, Jesus, like, okay, like, you know, it was a short visit, and the point is not about, when I do these vlogs, I want to make it very clear, to be honest, because actually that might be my problem, that I do not make this clear, and I do want to make it clear, saying that when I visit these places, I visit because I want to visit. I don't have this kind of intention of making a video for like, you know, putting valuable information about a specific town. Like I'm not sharing that. I'm not there to share valuable information about the town and how many things there is to see, and how, you know, how many museums it has, or churches or whatnot, or parks, whatever. Like I'm not there to do that. I'm there to experience it. I'm there to see it through my own eyes, instead of looking at forums and things like that before I actually go. I don't usually do that. Like, yes, there are some things that I want to see, and I go online and I see, okay, what is there to see? But it doesn't mean that I'm going to see all of that. It doesn't mean that I'm going to see even half of it, because, you know, maybe I see a couple of things that I might be interested in online, and I go and see them. And then after that's done, I'm just going to go, you know, on this random kind of trip, and then I see whatever I'm going to see after that. And you might say, oh, well, that's a bit foolish if you take your time and go into, you know, just to go to another country or a town, and you don't really do your research. It's not that I don't do my research, but it's like, you know, I just let life happen sometimes. I don't think it's that serious. Anyway, so that's been a little bit funny. So yeah, it's just it's interesting, you know. And I'm not saying that I'm the only one getting these comments. Of course not, you know, of course not. Like, the more popular you are, the more kind of negativity will come your way, and the more ridiculous things people will actually say. So whatever. But you know, I see a comment as a comment. I don't give an F, so to speak. Don't really want to be cursing, but don't want to get blocked or whatever. Like, the YouTube censorship is a bit mad, and even when I do these reaction videos, sometimes it's like, you know, I get blocked. Like, I don't get blocked, but the videos get blocked because of copyright issues, and then it's just a little bit of a hassle. So if you do watch my shorts on YouTube, then I would advise you to take a look at my Instagram, because Instagram is a little bit better when it comes to short videos. So that means I can leave, you know, copyrighted stuff on Instagram, while on YouTube I do have to take it down, or they take it down most of the time automatically, which it happens, but it is what it is. What else did I want to talk about? I'm actually not quite sure. I think I mentioned most of the things I wanted to say. Now, I was thinking about playing just a bit. So that might actually happen. So we're just going to chill out and play a little bit. Now, the problem is, I wish I would have another monitor, because, you know, I could probably see the comments or whatever. I don't think I have that many comments, but regardless of that, it would be nice to see what I'm looking at and what you guys are looking at when you're watching the live stream. Another update that might be interesting or might not be interesting, I'm really looking to get into barbering again. That's the thing. So if you don't know, I've been actually cutting my hair for a long time. Look, it's not perfect. I can definitely see, you know, the mistakes that I usually make. But again, it's not that easy to cut your own hair. It's a little bit of a hassle, but you know, it will do. The good part of it is that I cut it the way I want to cut it, and I could do it, you know, every single week without having to, you know, pay for it too much. So that's one thing that I'm heavily thinking about doing, because I want something that I can always rely on. I want a skill that I can always lean on whenever I need to. I want something that is I want something that has mobility, and certainly that has mobility in my eyes anyway, and the kind of lifestyle that I would want to live. And it's a funny thing, because I always hesitate on, you know, what should I really spend my money on? What should I invest? You know, and I feel like I have a tendency to spend money on things that, not that I regret them, but maybe I don't fully take advantage of. So yeah, it's been on my mind for a couple of weeks, for the past couple of weeks anyway. It would give me the kind of freedom that I'm looking to have. It would give me most things that I would want, and it would give me a lot of similar things to what YouTube hopefully will eventually give me. We'll see about that, but that would be very nice. But in the meantime, obviously, your man has to pay bills. Your man has responsibilities, so I can't be just like, you know, reckless. And I do have to think about the next day and the upcoming weeks and the months and things like that. So much as you see the videos that I'm reacting to, talking about being present and living in the moment, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you can just live every single day like it's your last, because, you know, spending all of your money just because you think it's going to be your last day, that I don't think that's a clever thing to do, but you get the idea. So that's where I'm at. That's something I've been thinking about. If you know me personally, then you know already that I've kind of done a course in barbering. Now, I don't want to get into the details too much, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Look, I feel like not to like, I don't want to sound cocky or braggy, whatever. I don't want to sound nothing like that, and I don't think I'm a narcissist anyway. So it's I'm actually far from it, but I'm good at, you know, not a lot of things, but there are definitely things that I'm good at. I'm not saying I'm sort of excellent or really great or really outstanding, but maybe I'm a little bit above average. And certainly barbering is something that I'm kind of naturally good at as well. So all I have to do is obviously get into the habit of it, because it's been a while since I cut other people's hair. So, you know, again, just like almost driving, as I usually say, like once you get out of the habit of driving, it's going to take a little bit of time to get back into that habit and get back into that rhythm, for you to be more comfortable driving. So it's exactly the same thing, is happening kind of with this kind of goal of mine. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. No promises, but I have a couple of things on my mind. Now, before I start playing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go for a pee break, because I've drank way too much. So give me I don't know, I just need 2 minutes, and then I'll be back. Now, if you don't mind, I won't actually take the mic with me, because I don't really want to, you know, I don't want you guys to hear that I'm peeing. So I'm just gonna leave that here. Take a look around this beautiful room while I'm not here. You can see I have a nice little bike here. I love this bike. I don't use it as much as I should use it, to be honest. But that's okay. This has to be a reminder when I come back. I want to say, I think one more thing about having the goals and about the transformation, because I do have something to say about that. But anyhow, love the bike. I also got myself a little push up and pull up bar as well. Yeah, it's good. The problem is, like, I don't really have that much space. Now, you know, like I do have space, but obviously it's a shared house. So it already looks like I own the freaking living room, and I kind of am maybe, but not literally, but like so far the way it looks. Anyway, so see the couch at the end. Now, in front of that couch, we do have a very tiny little table, which is probably the size, exactly the height of that couch. We are planning to get like a telly over there, so sometimes we would like come down whenever we would watch a movie, maybe, because we don't really often do that. But if that happens, you know, that would be nice. But the point is, I don't have enough space for the things that I would want here. That's the point. Anyway, I'll be back. Give me 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I promise I'll be back. I promise. Okie dokie, I'm back. Sorry, I drink too much. So, about the transformation stuff, I still have that thing that I wanted to say. So, I have that goal, as I said, so I don't want to repeat myself. But I also have another goal Actually, yeah, about the goals. So yeah, aesthetic physique is a goal of mine, but also I don't really want to lose cardio. Now, when it comes to running and cardio, I signed up for a half marathon, which is going to be in July. And a goal, I realized actually a goal was something that I was truly missing. And I kind of lost, how do I say it? Maybe I kind of lost track of how important a goal can be. And I got really comfortable. Like I always told myself, no, it's what I'm currently doing is enough. And not to say that it wasn't enough, but not having a goal to work towards or work towards, however you say it, I don't know. It's kind of, it's not impossible, but it makes makes the journey, I think, a little bit more challenging, if you know what I mean. So I think having a goal and the right journey is very important. So obviously, I don't think neither of them exists without each other. Like a journey is kind of, it's almost pointless if you don't really have a goal. And how can you achieve the goal without the journey? So anyway, I don't want to get too how do I say this? Philosophical, but that's the way I see it. Anyhow, I have a goal now, so it's great. I like it, and I love working, towards something. So I've been enjoying it. I've definitely have been enjoying it. So it's been great. It's been great, and yeah, I'm loving it. As for the streams, I also wanted to say that if I was you, I would probably turn on my notifications because I am planning on doing the streams on Sundays. Now, again, my schedule can be all over the place. It's not something that is, engraved in stone. Definitely not. But whenever I will always try to stream on a Sunday because I feel like it's a good day, and I feel like most people have the time to watch it, and plus my kind of roster is very much suitable for a Sunday. And I think Fruzy just came home, so yeah, that is that. Now I did promise a little bit of gaming, but I don't really want to ruin the stream because what if, like as I said, I haven't been streaming for a while, so if I make a mistake, well, do you know what? Should we have a little bit of fun? The thing is, I don't even have my, do you know what? Let's do it next time. Let's do it next time. I promise I will game. Next time I will do it. It's just that I don't know where my I don't know where my earphones are, and I would need them because I don't want you to hear the gameplay through the speakers, but more so hear the gameplay audio kind of separately, if that makes sense, because it will then echo and it will just ruin the whole thing, and I'm not sure if I want to do that. So yeah, let's do the gaming stuff next time. I hate making promises. I hate making promises, and I won't, but I'll do it next time. Now it was just like very kind of spontaneous on my side to start the stream, because I was like, why not? Why not chill out for a bit? Why not stream for a bit? And that's that. But funny enough, just so I can prove it to you, I have prepared my controller. It's on the table. And now you might say that, okay, you just probably should play it, but nah, I'll do it next time. So yeah, when it comes to the goal for the half marathon, I don't have huge goals, but it's hard to you can't really optimize for this many things. Like again, I'm trying to lose weight. I've tried to maintain, if not build muscle. Like ideally I would want to build a little bit of muscle. meanwhile, losing fat and then keeping my cardio. But in all honesty, I would love to improve my cardio. When I started this, before I started this transformation, I haven't ran for over 4 weeks. And my cardio has obviously gone down. Like, if you don't use it, you lose it. I'm sure you've heard that before. And my VO2 max, according to my Garmin, wasn't like crazy high. I've had it higher before, but it was like 80, I wish, never happening. 58. So right now it's currently sitting at 55, and obviously I can feel it. Like, whenever I go on a run, I feel the extra weight. I feel, the, how do I say this? The decrease in VO2 max, the decrease in fitness. So obviously it happens. Again, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I wasn't that surprised. In fact, I was probably a little bit more surprised on the fact that I didn't become just crazy, like, I didn't become just like so unfit that I would like breathe heavy regardless of like the weight that I've gained and how long I haven't been running for. Now, obviously, yes, you lose it, but probably you don't lose it that fast. But I was thinking that it might be a little bit worse. So if I'm only just chatting today, let's talk about the upcoming holiday that we're going to have. Why not? So it's going to take, so by the end of the transformation, there's a specific time for this transformation, and it was kind of a coincidence. So that's not how I was planning on doing this, but it was kind of a happy coincidence, so to speak, because we're going to be going on a holiday at the end of August, and I am planning to finish my transformation, because my 12-week officially it was a 12-week transformation that I had in mind, and that is going to be over around the middle of August or at the end of August, and so just before we would go on holiday. So that is kind of perfect timing. Now, let's, fingers crossed, let's hope everything goes to plan, and but everything will. I trust myself, so everything will. So we're gonna go on a holiday. I think it's 10 days. We're gonna go back to Budapest, and we'll love to be there, especially in the summer. It's just great. It's a different vibe. We really do enjoy it. So yeah, I can't wait. But you know what? Every holiday is a good holiday. You don't really have to work, so obviously that makes it even better. So yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to that. Regarding the videos I've been making, if you guys if you guys have any ideas or questions, just let me know, because I don't mind switching things up a bit. If I do reaction videos, let me know what I should react to, because I did realize that most of the things that I'm reacting to are something that are videos that I like anyway. So I was thinking maybe I should react to videos that I don't necessarily agree with, or have just a totally different message altogether, and maybe it can even be a little bit contradicting, controversial. You have to think about the views as well. So I was thinking that. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. I can definitely react to different sorts and different types of videos. What else? I think that's pretty much what I wanted to mention. So, by the way, yes, right now there is no excuses when it comes to this transformation, because I have a little setup here. So obviously, I have to stay on track. I was thinking of getting some weights as well, because for now the weather is good, as I said, but I know there will be days when it's going to be dreadful, when it's going to rain all day, it's going to be cold, and it's very handy to have something like this at home, or even more that would be even better. So I can just do a little bit of a workout at home instead of always having to go to the gym. And it actually came in very handy. Speaking of the gym thing, it actually came in very handy yesterday because I came home from work. Even though I work at a gym, you know, when it's a nice day out, I don't really think about going to the gym, especially after like doing the things that I had to do that week. So this week I've done everything that I had to do and I set out to do. So, you know, because right now how my program looks is I have a 3-day program. So I do weights 3 days a week. So look, upper, lower, upper, that's how it kind of looks. Now I will go into more detail about my program and about my, you know, workouts and things like that, and how I do certain things, how I eat, and so on and so forth in the video that I'll be making about the transformation. But right now I do want to quickly mention that, for example, the workout that I had yesterday was just a bonus. So because I'm planning to do a 4th day every now and then as well, just to give my muscles a little bit of a stimulus, it's very, very convenient and handy to have a little setup at home. So yeah, that's what I'm currently working with. Cardio is, right now I'm not running as much as I usually do, but you know what, I don't want to talk about this all the time. So yeah, that's that. So let's see, what else can we say? Well, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let me know also like how you've been, if you've been enjoying these videos, the reaction videos, the long videos, the travel videos. I do the reaction videos because I want to do at least something. I don't always have the best idea. I don't always react to the most popular videos or maybe the most interesting videos, but at the same time I'm always thinking like, okay, at least I'm doing something, because you know, me waiting for the perfect moment, that's something that is never going to happen. So the reaction videos are just something that I'm kind of filling in the gaps with, you know, instead of you having to watch videos that I'm making on my holidays, which would be like almost, you know, they definitely wouldn't be as consistent or as regular as I can make the reaction videos, because with the reaction videos I can make them very consistent. You know, it doesn't take me that much time to make, and overall it's very convenient, so I can keep my sort of daily streak going. Sometimes it's not easy, don't get me wrong, because I do have days where I have a lot of things to do and a lot of other things, and you know, but always the goal is always almost to make at least one video per day. And then obviously because I have worked ahead previously, that allows me to have a little bit of gap and space between what you see and what I'm doing. So whenever I'm really, really busy maybe, or I don't really feel like doing a video, I already have you know, pre-recorded videos that are ready to be posted. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, about the streams, we're getting close to 40 minutes, so I think we're getting to the end of it. But as I said, if I was you, I would turn my notifications on, get the bell thing going on as well, because you gotta know what I'm streaming. You know, I need an audience, I need some interaction as well. That would be very nice. You know, just having a little bit of interaction with you guys, getting some comments and things like that. Now, obviously, I don't have a second monitor, but I can always use my phone, see if I do get any comments. Right now, I don't use it because I've just seen that there's only like 1 or 2 people watching it. So there's no point of doing that now, especially when we're ending the stream. So it's the end of the stream. And yeah, 40 minutes. So who would have thought that I'm going to do a 40-minute stream? Wow, insane. So yeah, I'm going to go. Hopefully, I will see you next Sunday. No promises, no promises, no promises. But I need to really just try to be consistent with this, because even now, like, I look at my OBS and I'm like, what am I looking at? You know, like, if I want to do a gameplay, how the freaking hell would I be able to do a gameplay? How would I have the game captured on and things like that? So I need to cop on, honestly. I need to cop on. Yeah, so I'm gonna go, and I'm probably going to do more editing. I need to do some stuff again. I need to somehow sell my bike, so I can't procrastinate anymore. I need to do these things. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this stream. It was a little kind of catch up. Hopefully my streams won't be just all about catch ups, because that'd be very boring. So instead of doing catch ups every now and then, how about we do a weekly stream on Sundays? So that's what I'm going to be aiming for. And yeah, wish me luck with this transformation. As I said, it's we're still at the beginning of it, so I still have a long way to go. A long way. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but the wall is a different color. So that was actually painted by one of my friends, and you know, he came over. He was actually on holidays, and he was so nice about it. And he said, "Look, I can help you out," and he did. So fair play, and I really. Yeah, we're so grateful. Honestly, it's so good. And now I'm not going to show you around the house right now, obviously, but like, he pretty much painted like every single part of the house, except for like maybe two things. So I think one of them is definitely the bathroom, and then the other, I think it's probably the toilet down here. So, but everything. Oh yeah, actually, no, the dining area is done as well. So I think, yeah, just like two kind of areas within the house that he didn't do, but he did the rest of the house, and he was like so fast, and it was like really nice. Just so that happened before we went on our little hot trip to Spain. So yeah, hopefully good things are around the corner. I'm going to have, you know, some things to do, and again, I have to be practicing a little bit of barbering again, get back into the swing of that. So yeah, but you have to do some, you know, uncomfortable things in order to get where you want to get to, and just, you know, anyhow, whatever. Yeah, that's been it. I'm signing out. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good Sunday. Have a good weekend. Depends on when and where you're watching this. So yeah, I'll see you guys hopefully next week. And I'll try my best to get the other video out by Saturday as well. So let me know if you got any questions, ideas, or anything that you wanna write me. Just put it down in the comments below. I'll see it. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace. Bye.